I'll answer any questions for you guys.
Front row, Dave.
Coach, you like to talk about having an angry football team, wanting an angry football team. Do you feel like you have that now? Do you feel like after you days of practice?
I do. I feel like, especially the guys who've been here for a couple of years, I think new guys are still trying to figure it out, but they're following. We have a very exceptional group of leaders. So I think Tuesday and Wednesday are more just execution and game planning, and then Thursday, Friday is more the motivational, and you'll see more of that.
You guys came into the season, it seems, with a chip on your shoulder, an angry team. Do you think maybe that went away a little bit when you guys rose to number 2 in the polls? Do you think that the players started to buy in?
I don't know.
You weren't as angry as they should have been?
Angry? I don't know. I think those are all legitimate questions. I just trying to beat Northwestern, and we'll reflect some other time. But good young team that are getting better, and we just got to keep pushing and grinding and fight through a little adversity, and life lessons and football lessons are learned, and that's what's the neat. It's as a coach, you really enjoy watching guys grow up. Obviously, you get kicked in the teeth. You don't enjoy that, but it's also part of the game.
Second row left, Bill.
Irvin, this is kind of a similar question, but it seems like more so than other weeks, you have a very micro focus on this one and very detail oriented in terms of like the Northwestern signs and all that stuff. Just wondering maybe how you feel the guys have bought in and if you're happy. I know you have a couple days left, but sort of the leader of the team left.
Yeah, I think that's the focus because everybody. Well, everything's still left. Beat Northwestern, and it's a little bit product of the college football playoff, and it's a product of because it's such attention, and it's great for the sport. It's great for us, but we're such a young team. Better focus on playing a very good team that's on a roll right now. So that's the reason we do that, and it's just focused. And one of the captains made a comment, to the team that every little detail counts, and that's great football teams, great players. Every little detail does count. So we're just trying to laser in on this game.
And a different note, when you look at Northwestern's defense, their defensive end, number 7, I don't want to try to pronounce his last name because it's difficult, but he's an Ohio guy. I'm just curious what you've seen from him, and I think he might have had an offer from Ohio State. I don't know if you got him as a recruit at all.
He's an excellent player, I can tell you that. I don't know his background very much. I haven't had time to really research it, but he's an excellent player and one of their top players on their team.
Front row right, Austin.
Irvin, I think it's been back to Jalen against Indiana in 2014. Then since you've had a punt return for a touchdown, Harris had a big kick return over the year. But I wonder if you're getting the spark that you want on your return game.
Well, we've against the last week, they were all really short punts and very high. It seems like we've had a lot of those where we haven't had a chance to even get it started. So we're looking for, those are usually like a yell kick to coverage or line drive kicks is what it's become nowadays. So no, we're not. But it's just we haven't had those opportunities.
Dontre seems like at times like he's had some problems maybe fielding the punt. Did you look at all that change there, or what do you need to get from him?
No, we'll just keep coaching him through it. I think he's a very talented guy, and we're hoping to get a chance to get a return on to let him get loose.
Second row right, Ben.
Irvin, going back to Northwestern's defense, when you watch them, does number 1, their middle linebacker, stand out statistically as one of the better players?
Yeah, what really stands out to me is the size. They're a very big defensive line, a very physical guys, and because of that, they just cave in the guards and they let the linebackers run. He's a hell of a player, but it's a very schematic, very heavy. Heavy means very heavy alignment, so there's not much movement, and that gives linebackers a chance to roll on you a little bit. So, yeah, he's very good.
Front row right, Bill.
You guys really struggled on first down against Penn State. When you look at what you did, do you feel like play calling was what you wanted, the execution obviously wasn't? What have you looked at when you analyzed it?
I looked at everything, and to see. First of all, I'm not going to do it in here. We don't play the blame game. What we do is we have to execute better. We have to, get in the right plays better, and so all the above. But we don't have time to do that. Do I evaluate everything? What do you think? That's what I do all day long. So there's a lot of things we need to do better.
Third row left, Eric.
Coach, you only scored 3 points on your first offensive drives in 7 games this year. And I was just wondering, do you guys have like a set number of like scripted plays that you say we want to run this to start the game, and how well has that worked out?
Obviously, with that stat, not great. So that is being evaluated and making sure that we have the right scripted plays and have put those guys in chance to have some success. So that is something we're changing up a little bit. Make sure we have a good dome and have 12 scripted plays. Yeah.
Second row left, Lori.
Coach, you talked about how hard it is for a team to improve once you get into the regular season and games come along. How hard or easy is it for a coaching staff to improve over the course of the season, make adjustments? Because that was an area on Monday you said look for constant improvement.
Yeah, I think you look at the teams we've had around here, it's constant improvement. This year, offensively, I don't know if I've seen it, the improvement I would like, especially with the young team. You look back at, the last time we've had a real young group was 14, and that got better and better and better. We had a couple of hiccups. You lost, we had a double overtime at Penn State, didn't play very well. And just you see the young guys through those life experiences and game experiences. You go back to back on the road like we did, we're going to get better. We just came up on the short end of that one. But that's all part of the process of growing up and getting these guys more reps. You think about what a young player has gone through here in the last 7 weeks, and they are getting better. And statistically, or not where we want to be. And certainly when I hear about the 3 points or something in the last 7 games, it's not where you want to be. But what do? You go keep grinding and get the young guys better, and they are.
Is it easier for a player to be brought along during the course of the season or a coach to make an adjustment?
Easier for a player to come along or
Well, you talk about, for instance, Dontre Wilson on his punts, and you talk about bringing him along. Is it easier to bring him along, or is it easier for a coach to find a way to limit that?
I'm not sure the question.
Take Prince. He struggled on Saturday. Is it easier to bring him along as an offensive lineman, or easier to find a schematic way to limit?
Oh, I got you. We don't use the term easier. There's not easier. I think having schematic things, which have done already, and we're going to do probably a little bit more, but at some point that he's got to improve as a player. And he has. He didn't have a good day. We're not giving up on anybody. It's his first year starting, and he's going to get better. So the answer, which is easier, I'm not sure, but both of them are very involved.
Far left, Matt.
You mentioned the other day, speaking of improvement, that when you look at Northwestern from where they were, they've come along great this year. What jumps out at you, like when you see them now versus because they came out and gave really strong?
Yeah, well, offensively, defensively they played pretty well the entire year. Offensively, they really struggled early in the year. The quarterback's much better, and their offense line, they found a little bit of a rhythm. And you look early in the year, it doesn't look like the same team offensively. Defensively, they're pretty salty the entire year.
I'm just wondering also, there have been a lot of years where you played back-to-back road games that happens in football. Does it feel good to be home? I know that's an obvious question, but the places you just played, and does it? Are you looking forward to walking into that stadium?
We sure are, and just get back in a little routine. It kind of blew up on us a little bit, getting home at 5:30, and then the next week 3:30, and so we're getting back on our routine. And players love routine, coaches love routine, and it does feel good to be back home next 2 weeks.
And final questions, front row right here, Tim.
Yeah, Urban, do you have anybody jumping out at you the first couple of days this week from a standpoint they might see some time, who hasn't been seeing much time, wide receiver spots, or you bring up an offensive lineman who might see some play? I mean, has anybody caught your eye in that regard?
No.
No? The other thing, when you look at the schedule, down the road, should they take into account a team that's playing teams on the road that are coming off byes? I mean, I think you know what I'm saying there. I mean, you back-to-back 2 really tough places to play. Should that be taken into account in any way, form, or fashion?
Taking into account.
Yeah, meaning should a team like you guys have to play 2 straight teams who had byes before they played you guys, and you guys are on the road? Meaning.
Taking into account like good job or something, or what do you mean?
Should that not be allowed? Meaning,
Oh, not be allowed.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
about
don't know how
that.
to ask. I mean, you know what I mean? Both those teams had time to get ready for you guys, hostile places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah.
Trying not to schedule it that way, avoid those.
I just work on punt and third downs and get on a plane when they say get on a plane. That was, I don't know if we've been through that before, but you can only control what you can control. And was that a tough thing to do? Yeah. But it is what it is.
And let's say special teams.
Take it into account.
Yeah, take it into account.
Take that into account.
Yeah. In special teams, how much more have you emphasized this week? I mean, what have you kind of gone back to? I mean, when you put more emphasis on it, what does that mean?
There's always emphasis on that. The unthinkable happened and 2 blocked kicks. And what's the answer? I hate to bore you guys. Just go grind, show film, practice it, and make sure you got some first-time players in there that understand what's going on, field goal and punt. So just nose to the grindstone and work real hard at it. And I know that's not earth-shattering, but that's what it is. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you very much. Let's head through the outdoor to the indoor.